Alright, man, peace. I've done a series of videos pertaining to the systematic legalization of marijuana state by state all across America. And for those of you brothers who happen to live in New York, I'll let it be known to you that they are going to legalize marijuana in New York State as well, as per the conversations of Governor Cuomo. Why is that? Because they're starting to understand, as I've already touched on in the previous videos that I've made about the legalization of weed, that it can be more lucrative for many of these state and city governments and municipalities to make sure that they're moderating the sale and distribution of weed rather than just having so-called black and Hispanic men sell the weed and then have them incarcerated. So that's really what this conversation is about. It's what's more lucrative for these various states and cities. Is it to have the sale of weed be moderated and controlled by them, or to have the so-called black man and Hispanic man get incarcerated? So will weed bring in more money than the prison industrial complex? That's truly all it's about. And that's all that these various states are trying to consider and verify before they legalize weed in their respective states. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Tonight, the state of New York could be inching closer to legalizing marijuana. Governor Cuomo says that he has ordered a study into the health, criminal, and economic impact of the drug.
Brothers, did you hear that? Governor Cuomo states that he has ordered a study into the health, criminal, and economic impact of the drug. As I've stated, the only reason why it's taken many of these states so long to legalize weed is because they want to know if they're going to make more money with the legalization of weed than they already do in the incarceration of those who are illegally selling the weed. Please understand, everything is about the money system. That's all it's about. They don't care about so-called black and Hispanic men being unfairly incarcerated or jailed because they're selling a harmless drug or they're smoking a quote-unquote harmless drug. And once again, weed is not harmless. It destroys brain cells. Many of these guys, they come in the comments and they get upset when I make these videos about weed. The reason why you don't understand or comprehend what's going on around you is because you're always high. Okay? And that's because you're running from reality. You can get upset by that if you want to. It's all right.
CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer explains why.
The New York law that makes it illegal to smoke pot could soon go up in smoke.
We are now in the midst of a study on what the consequences would be.
Governor Andrew Cuomo may not be ready to inhale yet.
Listen to what Cuomo said. He said we're in the midst of a study in regards to what the consequences would be. What is there to study? Unless you're trying to prognosticate how much more money the standardized legalization and the moderation of the distribution of marijuana, what would its economic impact be, as opposed to the economic impact of incarcerating the people who are illegally selling it? That's the only thing that you're trying to figure out and quantify right now, Governor Cuomo.
But he says that in light of competition from other neighboring states, Massachusetts has already legalized it, New Jersey wants to. He's ordered a study into the health, criminal justice, and economic impact of making it legal.
If there's an opportunity.
Listen to that. Once again, they're accentuating, they're doing a study into the criminal justice impact. Do you really think that they're concerned about so-called black and Hispanic men getting incarcerated over this drug? No. When they talk about the criminal justice impact, they want to know how many fewer Negroes and Spanish-speaking Negroes are they going to be locking up? How much money is that going to cost them? And how much more revenue will be brought into the state economy, because they're now going to be the couriers, the distributors, the wholesalers of this drug. That's all it's about.
Opportunity for revenue and regulation, and we can do it in a way that law enforcement can handle it, then that's a real option.
But in the past, you've had reservations because
I have not supported.
You thought it was a gateway drug.
Yes, he thought it was a gateway drug until he had discussions with the governor of Massachusetts and the governor of California, and they informed him on what an economic boost legalizing the drug has had for their state. That's why he's changing his tune.
I have not supported legalizing marijuana. The situation is changing. I said, let's do a study.
Yes, the situation is changing, because right now New York City is suffering from an economic downturn. They're having trouble providing money for MTA. Allegedly, they're having trouble providing revenue for the MTA. And let me also say this, that if they are to legalize marijuana, none of the money from the legalization of that drug is going to be used to assist the city in building up its infrastructure anyway. They're going to find a way to redistribute the revenue of the legalization of marijuana into the pockets of many of these politicians. And then they'll forward just enough of the money from marijuana sales to some of these other projects all across the state to make it look good. This female right here happens to be the wife of the mayor of New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio. She was a former lesbian until she decided to get with him, and suddenly she decided that she was no longer a lesbian, she was now heterosexual, which most likely means that Mayor de Blasio himself also goes both ways. He most likely is a pansexual. I did a video pertaining to him a few months ago where there was an older Italian woman who called him a Marxist. He was commissioned to go over to Germany, I believe it was, to speak at a certain anti-Trump convention. And this older Italian lady marked him as a socialist / Marxist. I can't remember the name of the video, but it was very comical. But yes, this person, Mayor Bill de Blasio, is someone that you brothers should make sure that you keep a track of, because they do have plans for him as well as his wife. They make the perfect globalist union as well as the perfect pansexual union, allegedly.
In an odd twist, Cuomo is getting support from New York City's First Lady, who, you should pardon the term, did a joint radio appearance with her husband, the mayor.
I believe we should legalize it because I don't think people should be penalized and punished for using it.
Both the mayor and his wife copped to smoking weed when they were younger.
Yeah, younger as in a day younger, because they most likely probably toked up yesterday. I mean, give me a break. Both of these two idiots are potheads.
But His Honor is still on the fence when it comes to making it legal.
I'm not there yet.
NYPD Chief of Detectives Bob Boyce was asked about the First Lady's position.
I don't think she said any different than a lot of people think.
Actually, the jury is still out.
Hold it.
The jury is not out. It's only a matter of time. It's the same sentiment as when they were acting as if there was a controversy over whether or not they were going to legalize homosexual and lesbian marriage all across America. The only reason why they made it look good was to make the people of America believe that there was some contention in the upper ranks as to whether or not they were going to maintain the old mores of the 40s and 50s as opposed to the new age sentiments of the modernized times where people are supposed to believe that marriage can be for anyone. It's the same thing with this weed topic. Every state is going to legalize marijuana eventually. Why is that? Because they want the citizens of America to be even dumber than they already are. They want them to lose even more brain cells than they're already losing. They're already providing you with disinformation, misinformation, as well as propaganda on many of these so-called reality shows that they have formulated and focused towards your children and your women. In regards to the men, they want to marginalize the men, and they want the men to seek solace in a blunt. Your marriage didn't work, you got fired from your job, well, you know what? Go home and smoke some weed. Burn them brain cells, the 2 brain cells that you have left.
Hold it. I think it's a great idea. I think it'll bring us a lot of tax money.
Yeah, you keep thinking that the tax money that gets brought into the state from marijuana, you're going to actually see as being converted into an improvement in the infrastructure of the city. Good luck with that, bro.
To help our schools. I think this is
Yeah, it's going to help our schools. Teachers coming to school half-baked. Give me a break.
is wrong.
I think they should. To get in all the money.
You can't even get your damn words out. You probably high right now. Just shut the hell up. Let me rewind this back.
Positions.
I don't think she said any different than a lot of people think.
Actually, the jury is still out.
Totally against it. I think it's a great idea. I think it'll bring us a lot of tax money to help our schools. I think this is wrong.
I think they should. To get in all the money you can, fix the subways.
Yeah. You think they're going to fix the subways with weed money? Get the hell out of here.
New York's study on legalizing marijuana is expected to be completed by the fall.
Yeah, the study on marijuana is going to be completed by the fall. That's assuming that they even remember when they said the study's going to be completed by, because they're going to be so damn high, it might get pushed all the way back to next year. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if it'll make much of a difference. Most of the people in New York are weed heads any damn way. You know, that's why they don't know what's going on around them. But for those of you brothers who actually understand the importance of having a clear mind to the best of your ability, especially in these last days, when they want you to be as high as a kite as possible so that they can bring in many of these reforms and you not know what's going on, just stay vigilant. All right, man, peace.